Welcome to Nerds Chatting, movie, TV, comic chat. Thanks for tuning in.
Welcome everybody to the Nerds Chatting podcast. My name is Nathan, and with me, as ever, is my very good friend Ben. And joining us today is none other than JB himself, Jimmy Bingers. Welcome.
Hello, hi.
Hello.
Hello, Nathan. How are you feeling?
I feel horrible. I've got a terrible cold. So what happened this morning, everybody listening, is I text Ben and said, "You're doing everything today. I will lead it verbally, but you are doing
I've got
everything."
to do all the legwork. I've got to do the heavy lifting.
So-
Okay, this is fine. This is going to go really badly, but it's fine.
So,
Because I've got Jimmy Bingers to
we've got
bounce
Jimmy
off
Bingers,
on.
yes.
Yeah,
Exactly,
exactly. I
okay.
mean, setup's been pretty good so far. I think
Yeah?
he's doing well.
Yeah?
Second podcast for me, but yeah.
He's doing all right. Yeah, so long-time listeners will know that Jimmy Bingers has been on before, but that was in our previous guys. We were
No,
nervous
no, no.
bit.
I don't know. No, I think we might have been nerds chatting.
Only we had
There's-
looked into... okay.
There's no way to
Anyway.
tell what that previous guy
It was
was.
about the Flash.
Yeah, all this waffle aside, we are Nerds Chatting. We talk about nerdy stuff, movies, TV shows, comic books. And all three of us, plus the Italian, went and saw Black Panther last night. So we will be reviewing that shortly. Before that, let's do some broken news.
Broken news.
This is the bit where I insert there's a sound clip.
Right.
It goes dum dum dum
Yeah, I
dum
like it.
dum
I
dum
listen to it. It's
dum
good.
dum dum dum
And this is all
dum
cut
dum.
out.
I
we're
edited
talking
that.
about-
That's
No.
me. I created that clip.
Did you?
I know, right? I am not a sound engineer.
Yeah.
Ben is not just a pretty face.
Yeah, at all.
Or just little leg.
Yeah. Listeners should know that. That is our
That's a peek
nickname.
behind the curtain that we don't want. We don't want that.
Okay, we won't talk about little legs.
Nothing.
No, okay, fine. So this is broken news. It's not breaking. It's already so old. It's already broken.
Yeah.
And we're slim this week. I'm going to just have a little slice of my banana loaf. I'm just going to.
So I'll talk about this.
Yeah, you
so,
do it because I need to eat.
So as is, hang on, there's a window open over there. Shall I go and close it?
No,
Or-
just carry on as
screw it.
if. Be
So
professional.
last week, this is standard, JB, okay, Jimmy
Yep.
Bingers, this is standard. What we do is we record a podcast on our lunch break, all right? And then the second we stop recording, something drops. Like literally within 30 minutes, like a trailer will drop. Like we missed a Star Wars trailer once.
Yeah, we missed a Batman
I
versus
think we
Superman
missed
trailer.
a Han Solo trailer. We've missed a
Yeah.
BVS trailer.
Yep.
Last week, we missed the Deadpool 2 trailer by 30 minutes.
Wow.
So Deadpool 2 had a trailer.
It did.
It was...
Apparently, the official title for this is Untitled Deadpool Sequel.
We're trying
That's
to be cool
very
and
on the
hip, aren't
nose.
Yeah, they're trying to be cool and hip. Look, JB
Yeah.
knows what he's talking about.
Because he spent too much time with you miserable sad
Yeah,
sack. Got it in there, yeah! Got him a sad sack. I thought this trailer was fine.
I like this. I'm being ganged up on.
Oh, well,
You're so
it's about
horrible.
time.
Oh, no.
What did you think of this trailer, JB?
Me, it had that Deadpool feel about it. It
did.
felt a bit samey. Is he just this one-trick pony that says lots of swear words and
Look at my balls.
yeah,
Yeah.
that sort of stuff?
Did you notice that at one point on the trailer, sorry to cut you off there, JB, but there was a scene where
So rude.
he dialed something up to 11. Did
Yeah.
you see that? I noticed that and thought, I bet Nate saw that.
Because that's what. Yeah. Do you know the reference for that?
No, I don't.
So in
This is Spinal Tap.
Spinal Tap. It's only because I'm ill. It's not. It's because I'm useless. In This is Spinal Tap, which is a mockumentary about a band called Spinal Tap.
I think I might have seen it.
Yeah,
but I
Rob
could have been
Reiner
at uni. I
directed
might have
it.
been drunk. I can't remember.
Of course you've seen
It's
it.
from the
Anyway.
80s. But in that, the band are dumb, and the joke is that they've got these speakers or dials normally go 0 to 10 or 1 to 10, and the joke is like, but if we want a bit extra, we turn it up to 11. And the guy interviewing them, I think it's Rob Reiner.
Yeah, I think so,
says,
yeah.
why don't you just make 10 louder? He's like,
Well, this one
well,
goes
this
up to
one
11.
So there's just this joke. This goes up to 11. So everything that goes up to 11 is just over the top. So
That was your feeling about the first movie,
Well,
wasn't
the
it? It was
first
all
movie,
dialed
yeah.
up to 11.
I don't mind the jokes. They're funny, and I understand the audience. I know I'm not a 15-year-old boy. Just checking. No, I'm not. Yeah. Oh, God.
No one helped you check that. I want to make sure everyone knows that. Okay.
But I'm not the audience for it. But it was dialed up to 11. Do you know what I mean? It was turned up too much.
I will say I did really enjoy Deadpool. I thought it was really different.
Me too.
It was great. I quite liked this Marvel character that wasn't like a goody two shoes.
Yeah.
and he wasn't trying to save the world. He was just wanting to do what he wanted to do.
Absolutely.
And fell in love with a girl. Then bad things happened.
It's a romance.
Yeah.
Sort of.
Did it come out? Was it near Valentine's
It came
Day?
out on Valentine's Day 2 years
this-
ago, yeah.
literally
Oh,
this
happy
time-
Valentine's
yeah,
Day,
happy
by the way.
Valentine's Day.
Oh, yeah. Happy Valentine's Day.
So yeah, I enjoyed it.
I enjoyed the trailer. I am concerned, like you, that it's going to be more of the same and that it might become, like you said, a bit of a one-trick pony and it might get tiring very, very quickly. Saying that, though, Cable is a big enough character to be a big enough draw, and with Josh Brolin also being Thanos like a month beforehand, there's going to be an awful lot of Thanos jokes
But
and MCU jokes. In
Do you not know what was interesting about it? We spoke about this last night,
Yep.
or maybe the other day, and you said you thought Cable was the bad guy in it.
Well, I
No,
suppose.
no, but that's right. That's good because you don't know Cable.
No, I don't know. I think we should tell listeners that I'm only quasi-nerd.
You are
I'm
the
1/8
Diet
of a real
Coke
nerd.
of
Do you know?
nerd,
Yeah.
1/8 of a real nerd.
I
like
enjoy-
that.
I-
Jimmy Binger's 1/8 nerd.
I really enjoy all this stuff, but I need these two guys to sort of plug me in and
I
help
think
me.
my favourite thing is you actually do know everything, but you as yourself, you committed
Sometimes
set
keeping
yourself
it together.
No, but you're always like
Can't
names.
remember-
You like
can't remember
names.
names.
I like it's like that dude with the
Yeah.
purple and
Yeah.
there's the guy
You
with
know-
the red and that girl
the
does
guy
that.
with the infinity thing.
Yeah.
He's strong, isn't he? Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
yeah,
Yeah,
that's the one, yeah.
I love it. I love it
No.
because
No, it's not.
I love it because you do know. You genuinely do, but you're just like, names,
I'm going to bring this back
names.
around. What did you think of the trailer, Nate?
Yeah, it was a bit Deadpool, wasn't it?
It's very Deadpool.
I don't like Josh Brolin either. I'm sorry. I don't like him. I'm sorry.
He's not comic accurate Cable.
No, that's not my problem with him.
No?
I just don't like Josh Brolin.
What did you think of the scene where Deadpool stopped the trailer because they hadn't finished the CGI on the green arm or on the arm? I thought that was funny.
It was
But
funny, but it was
obvious.
It was being self-aware, wasn't it?
We're just not quite the audience for this, are we? I mean, I think James and I are more than you because James and I are like fun people, whereas you're dead inside.
Yeah, that's true.
And
That's fairly true.
it's a little bit harsh. The way that Nate's feeling now, but yeah, he is pretty good.
yeah,
I'm so ill.
the lights in your eyes are slowly but surely dying.
Yes.
I had
Good.
some extra paracetamol not too long ago, so hopefully that's doing some
Oh,
work.
it's not all about you, Nate. It's about a podcast.
Okay,
Let's
you're
move on
right,
to the
yeah.
next thing.
No, stick with Deadpool a
Oh,
second.
you want to move on? Oh, you want to stay? I beg your pardon. Okay.
Yeah.
Go.
I actually thought the effects were very good when they were finally done, and I think Cable looks pretty cool.
I mean, one thing I would say about these trailers is that they haven't given away anything to do with the plot of the movie whatsoever. All it's been are quick action beats,
I had my
some
finger in
sweary
there.
bits, that sort of thing.
They're giving one thing away:
Which is
Cable's from the future. So, Cable is.
Well,
from-
we knew that anyway,
No,
right?
we knew that in the comic books, right? So we knew Cable's origin story. You tell us, Jamie,
Did it? No,
because
no,
you did some
no.
background
Well, I
knowledge in this.
did do some background, but I'm just picking up on the. I don't. Did it say that he came?
Yeah, at the beginning, he's
Also,
walking
my
through a
voice went
post.
a bit
Yeah, very manly.
Yeah.
ours does that all the time.
No, so yeah, it says in the distant future or something at the beginning of the trailer. Let's hang on,
No,
it's
Oh,
I'm
no,
not going to play it.
No,
damn,
don't.
man.
But, yes.
So Cable in the comic books is the son of Cyclops and a clone of Jean Grey.
Yeah.
What's her name?
Doesn't matter. Nothing
Rachel.
matters.
No, I don't know. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter.
Oh, the clone.
The clone,
Oh, I
yeah.
definitely don't know that. I
No,
think it was
she's
Jean
made
Grey.
by Mr. Sinister, I think.
For all
This is
intents and purposes,
important.
it's Jean Grey, but whatever.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, so it's the son of Scott Summers, and he gets infected with this techno virus,
Yeah.
which is basically it's starting to make his body into cybernetic.
Cybernetic.
My brain, jeez. Oh god,
This is going to be a fun podcast.
that's good, right?
today.
Yeah, I'm getting there
testing.
eventually. Yeah. So he's got this techno virus that he's infected with, and the only way to cure him is to send him to the future where they have technology to keep him alive.
Why
So
can't they just send that technology into the past?
No, I think that he has to be kept in like stasis and stuff. And
Oh, okay.
but then he also he's telekinetic as well, so he can pick things up with his mind.
Telekinesis powers.
Yeah, I know about
And
that.
but that's how he keeps it at bay. So
Because
Can
he
I
can't
also
use
pull
that.
this into when we talk about the Black Panther?
Yeah.
There's an obvious connection here with technology.
yeah,
okay,
different
yeah,
universes though, but
we'll save that.
yeah.
That's currently different movie universes, though.
I know what you mean.
Currently.
Sorry, schoolboy.
No, that's fine.
So-
You're 1/8 nerd. It's not a problem.
So Cable's sent to the future. He's actually born now, but he's sent to the future. And that's now, and we didn't know if Deadpool was going to have him as just another mutant or a guy turning up. But in the trailer, it shows he's in a post-apocalyptic future.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
And that's interesting about him as well, because in the comics, his power is this telekinesis. So he uses his telekinesis to keep the virus at bay. So he's not one arm is a robot, and it's taking over his neck and his face, and that means he can't use his powers in any other scenario because he's constantly concentrating on keeping the virus at bay. There's a really interesting. This is going uber nerd, right? But there's a really interesting
I'm like a sponge right
version.
now.
Yeah,
It's good. It's good.
it's a version of him from like an alternate universe. So his name is Nathan Summers, and there's a character called X-Man, which is Nathan Summers from a different universe, who was never infected with the technovirus, and he's like the most badass mutant on the planet ever because his powers are so immense. His telekinesis and telepathic powers. But Cable can't ever achieve that because he's keeping the virus at bay.
Oh.
See, interesting character. That gives him depth because he can't use his powers.
If only
ever.
he turned left one day and not got the technovirus.
Question. So Josh Brolin's playing that character and he's also playing Thanos. Who else or other actors have played double characters in Marvel?
Chris Evans played the Human Torch in the Fantastic Four movies. We talked about Fantastic Four.
I reckon
Michael B. Jordan played the Human Torch in the Fantastic Four reboot that was not very good.
Yeah.
And he was Killmonger. Beg your pardon. Kilgore? What am I talking about? That's from Apocalypse Now.
Yes,
Beg
it
your
is,
pardon. Killmonger, yeah.
Michael B. Jordan's great. I know we're skipping ahead for the review, but
Stop
he
it
was
right
great.
there.
All
Stop it right
all
there.
right.
Let's bring it
are
back.
Are we still talking about the first piece of news?
Should we move on?
Yes. Okay, because let's get something we can really hate on.
Okay.
The Venom trailer came out, didn't it?
Yes, it did. Right, now.
Bingers.
Row.
Okay.
What's the Venom trailer about?
Well, exactly.
Exactly.
I mean, I'm going to put it out there. I'm not too sure about Hardy.
No, we are one mind on that. I don't
You
like
know,
Tom
I
Hardy.
think he's
Overrated? Chews up the scenery whenever he's in it?
yeah, maybe.
Can't decide on what accent he wants to use from 1 minute to the next.
Yep.
Oh my goodness, you're hitting all the buttons, James.
It's not our first rodeo.
And I would just say it was a trailer about Venom that didn't really show anything about.
I think it was a waste of time.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Totally a waste of time.
Yeah, I
They
really-
didn't show anything that we needed to see at this point. If they just left it a little bit and had showed us something where maybe you see part of the symbiote going on his hand, or maybe the symbiote jumping out of the cage, or something like that. I don't
Again,
know.
for
something.
reference, do you know about Venom?
Yes,
You're aware
I
of
do,
Venom?
yeah, I'm
Because
aware
Spider-Man
of
3 you were seeing, so yes, you're
I've
aware of
definitely
it.
seen that one.
Yeah.
I think it was a. Oh my
Sorry.
god!
Hashtag pause for cough.
Hashtag pause for
I'm
cough.
not going to cut it out.
I think it was. I think it was a trailer that they put out.
Felt like they had to.
Yeah,
Yeah, but do
absolutely.
you
know what I mean? When you just
yeah,
Did
yeah.
they? Did they
Yeah.
though?
I don't think they did.
I think they should have put this trailer out just before Infinity War came out, and then they would have had a bit more time to work on other things.
You know when, like, in the trailer, the cars sort of crash behind him?
Yeah.
Is there going to be effects in there where he's, like, using his Venom
I bet they will.
stuff to do it? Because it just seems to happen, doesn't it?
His symbiote tendrils are coming out and flipping things around.
Ooh,
Thank
nice.
you. Tendrils. Do you like that word?
Is that a real word?
Yeah.
Okay,
why not?
cool.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
very
it's definitely a real word. I'm
I
backing myself. It's a real word, right?
I agree. It was such a nothing trailer.
Right, I'm going to stop you both right there because we're going to spend too long on this. So what I'm going to do, this is the social media interaction bit of the podcast.
I feel like the table's being knocked. I can feel the table. If only I had my headphones in, I could tell you that the table's being.
Everything's fine. Nothing matters.
Okay.
I put out a tweet just after the trailer came out and said the Venom teaser trailer was,
Question
and asked
mark.
people to
Fill in the blank.
Fill in the blank, basically. So I'm going to read out. I'll read out a few. Okay.
Cool.
So
This is Collins' interaction box ticking exercise.
this is what I do. This is how I work. Hang on,
So,
I'm opening it
this
in the
is what
wrong.
people want.
Yeah, that's right.
This is definitely what people want.
I like it. He says he's going to do it, and then he hasn't prepped it in advance. He's like,
absolutely
hey, guys, I've got something.
Yeah.
And then he's like, oh, no, wait, I'll just,
Look,
let me just
listen,
go to my phone.
technology's just annoying me a second.
Oh,
Right,
if
okay.
only we had an IT professional, one
Del-
or two or
Right,
three in the
just
room.
be quiet for a
Right.
second.
It hurts.
Gosh,
Right, Delaney
asshole.
King, Holistic Assassin, which is at Delaney King Rocks, said, I'm going to middle button predictive text this. The Venom teaser trailer was a lot, and the first one to snot and a good day. So as far as a rainbow, it has given me a dandy pot.
That kind of sums it up, really.
Yeah,
It's
there you go.
utter nonsense.
Jack and the
yeah.
Geek sort of said it was lacking.
Yeah.
We Have a Hulk said it was super generic. It didn't really get a Venom vibe at all.
Nope.
Marcus said it was fine, but a bit underwhelming. I guess the tagline was "See no Venom, hear no Venom," because there was no Venom.
Very good. Yeah.
I'm going to do 3 more. Mike Barrett, Micah B. He's just been doing the Invincible.
Yeah.
reread.
Good old Mike. Yeah.
He said it was lacking Venom, but a good tease. That's what he said. Well, there you go. Robert, that Robster said, pointless. There's teasing, and there's giving you absolutely nothing.
He's got a little black stuff going up his neck at one point.
Does he?
Yeah.
I just see his face screaming.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
And Mira of Zeeble said, a wasted chance. They should have waited until later to show that trailer. Do you know what? It was nothing, wasn't it? It
I think
really was.
Sony
We
have a
got-
history of being very bad at PR, and
or maybe showing you too much, like they did with
Spider-Man
Homecoming.
Homecoming, yeah.
So maybe they've tried to dial it back this time, but they've gone so far the other way that it was pointless.
I wonder if they're trying to what audience they're looking at. So as me as a quasi geek,
Yeah.
it didn't give me enough to go, oh, I might want to go and see that.
No,
or I
'cause it
might
was-
want to read
yeah.
a little bit more about that. But I guess from when you're a fully fledged
full-fledged nerd, yeah.
yeah, it wasn't enough for you to know about
really,
you
no.
know about
No.
Venom, you know.
No, it was.
The
It
thing
was.
is, there
background.
there are a lot of questions about it. I think you're. I sometimes need to walk a mile in your shoes. It's like, again, the Italian said yesterday as we were leaving, it's just a movie. And so I think sometimes we
Hang
have
on,
to.
what?
Yeah, sometimes we have to sort of take these trailers with a bit of like, yeah, it's just a movie. But the full fat nerd in me wants to know more.
Exactly,
So,
but
yeah.
there's a whole backstory to it that
Yeah,
this
yeah.
trailer or movie is trying to depict.
Yeah.
So
I'm worried they haven't given themselves enough time to make it good, because it's February, the 14th. Happy Valentine's Day. This movie's coming out in October.
Yeah.
That's-
No. Well, they made Solo in like 3 months.
Yeah, they also made Justice League in like
Yeah.
3 months, and we
We'll
all
get
know
to
how
that in a
that
second.
went. Yeah.
Right, second,
Yeah, okay, that's
penultimate piece of news.
Just very quickly,
Oh,
thanks to everyone who replied to that tweet. It was very kind of you. We got like 50 odd replies. That
I
was
don't
great.
thank them.
Oh, okay.
They can
Wow.
do one.
Wow.
oh,
I don't,
God.
no, I do thank them. They're lovely.
Yeah. God,
I felt really
rude.
bad.
What a
I
strong
felt really
man.
bad as soon as I was horrible. to them.
God.
So Joaquin Phoenix, you know Joaquin Phoenix?
Yeah.
Yeah. He's very possibly going to play the Joker in a new origin story of the Joker that's not connected to Batman vs Superman or Suicide Squad or anything.
wow.
What? That is the face. If only this was not radio.
If only it was TV.
Yeah. But JB just sort of like gently rolled his head to the side, eyebrows up, and was just, it was a sigh face.
When are they going to get this right?
Good question.
So this movie is being right. Let me get this right. It's being produced by Martin Scorsese.
Yeah.
Is
Directed
it?
by the guy who directed
Yeah.
the Hangover movies
Yeah.
and
Big guns.
Todd Phillips, I think.
Yes.
And it's an origin movie of the Joker, so it's like an Elseworld story.
But getting a 45-year-old man to play him.
That feels weird, right?
Yeah. And Batman's not involved? Batman's always involved with the
I mean-
Joker's origin.
Well,
Yeah.
isn't... Oh, well, hang on. Now I'm going to go right back in time to when the first Batman came out.
What, 1966?
No,
Batman?
not that one.
89.
You're horrible to
Well,
me.
there was a
You-
Batman movie in the 60s, but I'll let that
Yeah,
one
was that
slide.
Adam West
He
or
knew-
somebody?
Yeah, it was
Wow.
Adam West, yeah.
With-
You
Wow.
knew what JB meant. You have
Yeah,
been
it was.
mean.
Jack Nicholson paid him.
He
Look,
did.
Yeah.
Look,
And
look,
that tells you a
can't
little bit
outshine
about how...
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So, just do that again.
yeah.
But why? Because it's already there.
I mean, I don't know what your guys' take is on the Joker incarcerations and who's played that character.
I don't mind the Jack Nicholson version. I'm fine with it.
It's fine. It's of
Who's
its
the best?
time. The best is Heath Ledger, in my opinion.
Agreed.
But not everyone has that opinion.
My favourite is a dumb one, but it's the animated version. Mark Hamill,
Yeah.
he plays him in the cartoons, and he's the best. His voice acting on it is just incredible.
I think he's played the Joker more times than anyone else because he's
Right.
done
yeah,
it
in the Arkham games. as
Arkham
well.
games, the cartoon, the animated series as
Yeah.
well, the film that sprung out of that, other animated series that
Yeah,
were
yeah.
different to that one.
He also plays a baddie in the Flash, doesn't
He
he?
does, yeah, because
can't remember his name. Really.
he plays the Trickster.
That's it.
Trickster.
But I think that's possibly how he got the part because he was the Trickster in the original Flash series in the 90s.
Yes, he was.
And I think he then got the part as
Because brought it back round to the Flash, James.
I know.
Brought it back round.
Right back again, baby.
because do you know what? I've got remind me of that later.
Right.
Remind me of that later. Okay.
Oh.
Okay. But the Trickster is essentially just it's a Diet Coke Joker, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Other diet drinks are available.
Yes,
I really
of
like
course.
Diet Coke.
Pepsi,
Yeah,
Tango.
yeah.
Is there a Diet Tango? There's a Diet.
There must be. It's
What are we
probably
talking about?
gross. Yeah.
I
I've no dog in
don't
this
know.
fight. I don't care at all.
I
Joaquin
don't
Phoenix
know.
is a great actor,
Todd Phillips directs comedies.
and Martin Scorsese is a visionary. But it's a Warner Brothers movie about Joker. I don't know what to say about this film. I have no feelings.
I think we have to just wait.
Yeah.
Just wait.
Because do
Withdraw
you know what it is at the
judgment.
minute? All it is at the minute is some guy in a room has just said some names. That's all it is, and that's all we're doing. There's nothing to it.
Just to
There's
sit on the fence.
There's no
Let's just
exactly.
put it there.
There's no script. There's no pictures. There's nothing. It's like me going. Let's do some crazy stuff. Zac Efron playing the Hulk, directed by Francis Ford Coppola.
Wow, that would be smart.
That's the same thing, right?
I want to watch that film right
Yeah.
now.
Yeah, there you go.
Make that happen.
But it's no different, right? It's no different.
I'm actually.
I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, you're in. Yeah.
Okay,
last bit
fine.
of news. This is sad news.
This is pretty sad news, and it also shows that Warner Brothers are a bunch of lying scumbags.
Well, there's two bits of news to this. So Zack Snyder, who directed Man of Steel, Batman vs Superman, and part of Justice League,
Yes.
he left Justice League because of he had family tragedy. His daughter committed suicide, so it was truly awful.
Yeah, the worst.
And that was last year. But it's come out somehow. It's sort of been leaked. I don't really know what it is. But
There was some guy, I think, who worked for Hollywood Reporter and maybe Variety.
he's now moving on to another project. He reported that actually Zack Snyder was fired well before that.
But they couldn't report on it last year because it was a little bit delicate. Obviously, because his daughter had just committed suicide.
And it was horrible. So,
So why bring it now?
I know.
Just leave it.
But
Exactly.
the point is, what they're trying to, because Justice League was such a flop critically and financially. It made a lot of money, but it didn't make the money it should have made. It should have made like 1.5 billion. It should have made all the money, but I don't even know if it made $1 billion.
No, I don't think
And
so.
we're throwing these numbers around like they're easy to get, but it's such a tentpole, huge movie. It should have made all the money, and so it's been blamed for various different reasons, Warner Brothers executives and stuff. But they've released. I don't know if they've officially released it. But they've released at least one deleted scene officially, and one is coming on the Blu-ray. I think another one.
Oh, okay.
Of
Yeah,
Superman being shown his suit, and deciding to become Superman again. Have you seen Justice League?
I haven't.
It's fine.
Sorry.
It's fine. Have you seen Batman vs Superman?
Well, Ben and I were talking about this last night. No.
Okay. It's fine. Spoilers for a film from last year? 2 years.
2 years ago,
2016.
yeah.
Superman dies in Batman vs Superman. And then he comes back to life in Justice League.
So I was going to go, what?
Yeah, exactly. And so when he comes back, he's kind of like, you're not in the right state of mind, and he has to be reminded to be a hero again. And it's really poorly handled, in my opinion, in the Justice League that we got to see in the cinema. And the deleted scenes, there's only 2, but they just give the Superman character a little bit more depth. They just give him a little bit more like, oh, okay, that's what's going on in his head. And, he goes to see Alfred in the cave, in the Batcave, and
Alfred calls him Master
Kent.
Master Kent.
yeah, it's just it's like 1 minute per scene.
Yeah.
There is no reason I can tell as to why they were cut out. It just gives the character more depth.
And-
So there's this whole controversy about Zack Snyder was fired and Joss Whedon was brought in, and then stuff was reshot and stuff was cut. And it's just such a mess. It's such a mess.
Warner Brothers need to get their shit together. That's what needs to happen. And also, not say that they let someone go because of a family tragedy when it actually turned out that he was fired.
They said that the cut of his cut of the film, his edit of the film, was unwatchable.
Yeah, but it wouldn't have been the final
I know.
edit, would it? It would have been like,
I know.
We've shot all this. These are all the dailies. Let's put it all together. Here's a 5.5 hour film that doesn't make any sense. I'll make it make sense.
It's just so sad from so many different angles. I
It
think
is.
I'm tired of talking about it.
Yeah,
Because
me too. I don't even
poor
know why I
Zack
put it
Snyder
on. Ugh.
has had such a rough time.
Tragedy.
Tragedy.
It is, yeah.
Should we do some nerd scene?
Sure.
Nerd scene.
Ooh,
So this is nerd scene. I've probably described this a few times. This is a nerd scene spelled like that. Nerd scene, like the
Oh,
like in
that's nice.
in like a scene from a film.
Yeah.
But this is where we talk about what we've watched and seen. So it's a play on the words, and every listener hates me because I explain it every single time.
And this was your idea, I guess. Yeah, absolutely.
You
Of course
got,
it was his
it's got
idea.
Nathan written all over it.
Yeah,
Right,
absolutely.
okay,
Yeah,
okay.
Ben wouldn't have thought this.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
I'm not clever enough.
So this is where we talk about stuff we've watched, really. I know we just watched Black Panther, but that'll be the main section.
Yeah.
So. You Star Trek Disco you got on here? Star Trek Discovery?
Yeah, so potential spoilers if JB wants to watch it, and spoilers if you haven't seen the show. But
Just give us the feel of it then.
the whole
Squidgy.
season, the whole season was great. The last episode was a bit meh. However, the zinger at the end, the get you back for season 2, was fucking brilliant.
Wow.
Disagree.
Really?
Oh, here we go.
yeah.
Here we go.
So what? Okay,
Grumpy
so
Nathan walks in.
15, love.
Grumpy Nathan, hold my beer.
Why are you rolling your sleeves up?
So
Yeah,
the whole season then.
No, the whole season was great. Really enjoyed it.
Final episode,
Was meh.
zinger scene.
Was crowbarred in.
Now, okay, spoilers now for the last episode of Star Trek Discovery. If you haven't seen it and you don't want it spoiled, skip on, let's say 2 minutes.
Okay, 2 minutes, yeah.
Okay, so
Enterprise.
the Enterprise turns up.
Yeah.
Okay, because it puts out a distress call.
Yeah.
It's not the classic Enterprise. It's possibly the
It looks like the motion
redesign
picture
from
one, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Or maybe the one from the reboot that what's his face did.
No, it's not. It's not the J. Abrams.
I need to
reboot.
look at some
Definitely
side by
not.
side
No,
comparisons.
cells are different.
So you don't like it because the ship's different.
Yeah.
And you don't like it because Kirk's not there. It's Captain
No,
Pike.
No. You're putting words into my mouth.
Yes,
How dare
I
you
am.
put things in my mouth, Ben.
Sit down, gentlemen. Come on.
You really love it when I put things in your
I
mouth.
know.
I went there. I'm so sorry.
I like the redesign because the Discovery looks different. In fact, actually, that episode was the first time I thought the Discovery felt like it had weight. There was a shot of it where it goes past the screen and it looked really good and it looked like a ship, whereas before it just looked like CGI. So
Right.
they've got that right. I just think it was just so on the nose. It's like, you're in Star Trek, you want to see the Enterprise. And then cut. It was like, oh, okay, yeah.
But that's surely a big win.
I guess so.
It's a big win. It's the Enterprise.
I thought it was great. I thought it was the fact that the Enterprise have put out a distress call. You don't know why.
Yeah.
You don't know who really is going to be on board other than Captain Pike. Will Spock be there?
Yeah.
Will it be before
This
Spock
is
got
why
there?
they've done it, because of all the questions it raises rather than any answers. It's
They're
all
going
the
to pick
questions.
up.
and people
they,
are talking about it.
Exactly.
They're
yeah.
going
So
to
they're
Vulcan
winning,
to pick up
yeah.
their new captain.
Yeah.
Who's that going to be?
Yeah.
Oh, it's great. It's
Yeah,
great.
Fine.
End spoilers of Star Trek Disco.
Yeah.
There you go.
Done.
I watched Ghostbusters 2016.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you know the Ghostbusters with the girls in it?
Yeah.
I've seen it, saw it before, I saw it when it came out. It is a perfectly serviceable, quite enjoyable movie. I don't care what everyone says about it. There's nothing wrong with that movie.
We didn't care what anyone said about it at the time either.
No.
We sort
What
of
was your
reviewed it
first
when
impression
it was
when
fine.
you watched it?
I enjoyed it, yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I did, yeah.
All right. And so you watched it again and you enjoyed it even more?
I would say yes, I did, because I knew it was coming. And actually, I looked at it and thought, actually, the scary bits are done well. They've kind of got a bit of scare in them.
I think
And-
they put an awful lot of effort into that film.
Yeah,
I really do.
I would really like to see a sequel. I would really. I don't think we'll see one. But have you seen it?
Well, you know where I am with the Ghostbusters.
Do
Which
I?
is
Yeah, I've never seen any Ghostbusters.
Oh, that's true.
Oh my
yeah, we had this
God.
conversation.
I've only
yeah.
seen bits of it.
hashtag save Jimmy Bingers.
Yeah.
Come
well,
on, you've got to watch Ghostbusters.
I think I need probably the audience to give me a list of things that, top 5, 6 films that I need to, get under my belt
okay, I'm
to
going
move
to start.
up.
I'm going to start. Okay, Ghostbusters.
Right.
Ghostbusters 2.
That's where we
Right.
went.
Batman vs Superman Ultimate Cut.
Right.
Watch all those 3 and then come back for your final 2.
Well, hang on a minute, but what about...
No. You asked for things.
But
I've
we
just given you 3.
had another discussion outside of this where I said, well, I want to see the new Avengers.
Oh,
Do
God.
I need to link into that as well?
yeah,
So
yeah.
we got I need a prioritized list.
Yeah,
So
I like it.
James
Impact
needs
and
to watch.
urgency.
Yeah.
He needs to watch Doctor Strange. He needs to watch Thor Ragnarok.
Put those two on the back burner.
No, but they have things in them that he needs to be aware of.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Okay.
Or do I just use my friends
Yeah.
to fill me in? This is what normally
we
happens.
watched the trailer for Avengers and you were like, why has Thor only got one eye? And it's like, okay, I'll take it.
Spoilers!
Yeah.
God!
Yeah, so it was good. I enjoyed it.
Oh, sorry,
Ghostbusters.
Ghostbusters
Yeah,
2016.
yeah.
Yeah, it's fine.
People hated on it. I don't get it.
I really like Holtzman because
It's
she's
just- yeah,
crazy.
she's funny in it. I think it's the Ghostbusters movie that would have been made now if they hadn't made it back then. Do you know what I mean? They got the
the
technology
female
to do
characters match the male characters?
No,
or
they're
does it
not-
come out complete whole new?
They're not
No.
straight to straight. There are a couple where you go, oh, okay, like Patsy is Winston because she's not a scientist and she's black. Like that's literally it.
Right.
And it's like, oh, that's a bit of a shame
So
that
how
you
does
did
it
that.
follow in this sort of?
It's a separate movie.
It's separate.
Completely
It's like a
separate.
complete reboot, basically.
All right, absolutely.
And
so
Holtzman is a bit
Egon's not
Egon.
there. He's out.
Holtzman is a bit Egon.
Yeah.
But then the other two are sort of interchangeable between
Ray and Venkman.
Ray and Venkman.
Yeah. I liked it. Honestly, I liked it. I
Yeah.
don't really understand the
I
fan
know. I just
furor about it. but
watched
there
it
you
and
go.
thought, yep, this is totally, utterly entertaining.
I finished Irredeemable,
Yeah,
all 10 volumes.
it's a comic book.
Fantastic. The comic book. The premise is, James, what happens if Superman became the most dangerous villain in the world? So
Right.
a man who can hear every conversation on the planet. The second someone talks about him, he's there in a shot and he's laserizing them.
Wow.
Laserizing them?
Yeah.
Laser eyeing them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But, and it's really good. And it's, again, spoilers for Irredeemable. It's basically a Superman Elseworlds book, isn't it, really? Not done by DC.
Yeah. So Elseworlds is
Oh.
the name for like, well, what it says really, just an alternate version of that character. So.
Yeah.
Right. So
I-
he doesn't push the Leaning Tower pizza over.
No,
pizza
he doesn't
over?
do anything for
no,
Superman 3.
No,
No,
he doesn't.
no,
Are you
no.
sure? Absolutely.
I'm
Is he
sure.
tapped out?
I really enjoyed it, but one thing I will say is I don't think it was the greatest comic book I've ever read about Superman.
No,
Because it's not about Superman, it's about the Plutonian.
well, it's Mark Wade being.
But it is Mark
very
Waid
good.
being very good,
He's a very
yeah.
good writer, and I think Incorruptible is a fair comic to read at the same time as well. I keep
Yeah,
telling you about this.
the Max Damage from Incorruptible sort of crosses over with that, and it was okay. It was all right.
So there's another comic where the idea is, so that's the superhero turning bad,
Yeah.
and there's a super villain who turns good. So they run at the same time. And you can read them at the same
And
time.
if you were to have a superpower, Nate, what would you be? Good or bad?
Oh, bad, like the worst. I'd be
Would
the
you?
worst.
We talked about this last night
I
on the way
would
back
be-
from your
I would
place.
be
Yeah.
100% the worst.
Do you think so?
Yeah, yeah.
And then what would you do? Would you then think, oh, I've been bad enough now I'm going to do it for good?
No, I would
Just
I
constantly-
would just constantly rule the world. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. I would
Okay.
kill everyone.
Would you?
Yeah.
Told you he's dead inside.
Yeah.
And yeah.
I
bombshell,
reread.
hashtag.
I reread issues 127 to 143 of Invincible because the final issue is out today.
I read the first page earlier.
Oh God! Don't tell me anything, or I'll throttle you with this microphone lead.
Well, they all die. What?
Oh!
Spoilers. Sorry, it's not spoilers. It's me just playing.
Son of a
around.
bitch.
Just playing around.
Okay, don't do
Easy.
it. Don't do it. And I want to put this in here because
dear,
I've been
sorry.
playing around. I've done a couple of blog posts recently because I've updated our blog site. nerdchattingblog.wordpress.com still works, but also now so does nerdchatting.com. Check me out.
Nerdchat.com.
There's a little bit of a funny story about that. You know, when I upgraded our WordPress account last year, just for myself.
I'm going to say yes because
He doesn't
it's the
remember
good
at
thing
all.
to do as a
Yeah.
friend to say yes, I remember. I have no memory of it whatsoever.
Part of
You
that
weren't even listening
upgrade.
to
No, I wasn't. Is he talking now? I don't know.
Part of that upgrade was we could have a domain name that was whatever.com, not whatever.wordpress.com, and I missed it. So we've had nerdchattingblog.wordpress.com for over a year,
What a
and
mouthful.
we didn't need to have that.
What a mouthful.
So now it's just nerdchatting.com.
I hate it when you give me a
I
mouthful.
want to give him a little round of applause.
Yeah. Oh, don't
you.
don't give him any ego boost. He doesn't need it. Okay.
Yeah.
And also, if you go to nerdchatting.com/podcast, you'll find our latest podcast every week because I'm going to refresh it because
This
that's
is-
how I roll now.
This is why I pay you to do the social media stuff.
doesn't pay me a thing.
I tell you what, it's good on Spotify as well.
Yeah.
Hey,
there you go.
yeah, there we go.
Right. Should we talk about Black Panther?
Wakanda forever! Yes.
So as I said earlier, we all saw Black Panther last night. This is going to be full of spoilers.
Right, let's do non-spoilers, first impressions first. Okay.
Right.
Because I want to. I've kind of promised a couple of people that we do some non-spoilery stuff first.
Okay, it won't be long.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
Non-spoilers, first impressions. Jimmy Bingers.
Wow.
Don't be politically correct. You say what
No,
you feel. Okay.
I enjoyed it. It was good. There were elements in there that I thought, ooh, but on the whole,
All as in not good.
yeah.
Okay.
Just a little bit, just a little bit sort of like, I think I've seen that from somewhere else. Just got that feeling. But I walked out the cinema, I thought, yeah, I like that. I enjoyed that. I went to sleep. I woke up. It wasn't the first thing I thought about. I had to get my wife a Valentine's card.
Oh, nice, yeah.
But I was,
On Valentine's Day, James,
yeah,
you disgrace.
Yeah.
But as I was coming into work, I thought, do you know what? I did really enjoy it.
Good.
From a not full nerd, I thought it gave me a really good picture of this character.
From a 1/8 nerd perspective.
Absolutely.
Okay. Nate.
I thought it was painfully average.
Ooh.
Wow. Okay.
No, I
Without
think-
going into spoilers,
No.
what was painfully average about it?
I know what you're saying. I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
It was slow, in my opinion.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
There were some outstanding performances in it.
Mm-hmm.
And there were some dross performances in it.
Okay, we'll get into that in
Bad.
spoilers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, there were. We'll get into this later. But there were moments in it where I was like, I don't know what's going on right now.
Agreed.
I didn't know what was going on, the thought in my head was, I don't know what's going on, so I'm not actually enjoying this that much. And then a couple of things would happen, and I was like, oh, I like that bit.
Yeah.
That bit's good. And then it would move on, and then I don't know.
Question though, what are you expecting from a Marvel film?
No, but that's the thing I would say, is that it didn't feel like a Marvel movie. I think it feels like one of the most separate Marvel movies that have come yet.
Because Marvel normally have a template that they follow to a T. But what I think they've done with this, by the way, my opinion, I loved it.
Yeah.
I absolutely loved it. I thought it was. I need to think on it a little bit more, but I think potentially it's my favourite of the Marvel origin character movies.
Couldn't be more wrong, Ben.
But that's fine because that's just my opinion.
Yeah.
But
We've got
I
opinions. I'm sorry. I'm
loved
going to
it.
be with Ben.
That's okay.
Let me reel off really
But
quick.
The thing is, I don't want to convince you of my opinion.
No.
I want you to have loved it. I genuinely want you to love it because I don't want to take anything away from you. I'm glad you
I'll
loved
do
it.
that
Good for
later.
you. You know, but it's just it wasn't. for me.
I want to understand more why you didn't love it.
We'll talk about the Marvel template. Do you want to go into that further in spoilers, or do you want
Should we just jump into spoilers?
Let's jump into spoilers.
So we
Okay,
don't have
so
to dance around.
spoilers for Black Panther right now.
It was like the Phantom Menace. Like it was so much political stuff discussed again and again and again. And I just got it in the. You said
Yeah.
there's a brilliant bit in the opening, and I really liked the way they did it. It was.
Yeah, got you up to speed real quick.
I like it when they do that in a movie. I'm totally okay with it. Give me a title card. Give me an explanation. Give me anything. Just give me 2 minutes. Just here's the bite size. What you need to know.
Yeah.
Go.
Yeah.
And I loved it. It was great. And then they told me it again. And again and again. Oh God, I don't care.
But I liked the fact that it was talking about tribal politics in Africa in a Marvel movie. That maybe, okay, at your age in your life, you may have an awareness of that. But my 16-year-old son won't have an awareness of tribal politics
Yeah.
in an African nation
Fair.
in the 21st century. So it gave an update of that. I love the fact that when the king died and they were going to crown a new king, members of the tribe,
Yeah, I
other
like
members of the
this.
tribe, could challenge him. And it was, I was thinking, this is jumping ahead a little bit, but when he lost that challenge later in the movie, and they're all crying about that, but it's like, well, if you don't like it, don't have this system. But you have this system because
Yeah.
it's what you are raised on. It's your culture.
Nate,
I've got a
please.
point. I'm going to bring it back around to what you were saying earlier. The Italian said it was like watching The Flash because he gets beaten up all the time. He's the worst fighter in Civil War. He was incredible in
Yeah,
this.
but that's
he
because-
gets his ass handed to him.
But
But the
the-
Flash is constantly getting his ass handed to
Well,
him.
he is, but he is the fastest man on earth,
Yeah.
apparently.
Yeah. But then everyone else is faster
yeah,
than him.
But in his fights, he doesn't have the Black Panther. He doesn't have like the super soldier serum in him.
So it doesn't make him an interesting character. That's like the Fourth Bourne movie. Do you remember the Fourth Bourne movie?
Yes, it's the worst.
Where his
Yeah.
power is that he's stupid and he takes pills to make him smart.
Okay, but he was still a good fighter. He did win his first fight, although it was close. But that guy was the big hulking
He
sort
was
of
massive.
Guerrilla
He
Nation
was
guy.
like, ooh.
And then
I think it was quite a long for what it was as a movie. I think if you'd taken out that first challenge fight, if you'd had the scene where the challenge happened but then no challenge was made, but you made it clear that the guy that wanted to challenge him came forward but maybe he was stopped. Okay, we get it. And then you have the challenge later. It makes that fight more.
yeah, but then if you don't have that challenge fight first of all,
You don't know how.
that guy, he doesn't earn that guy's respect, and that guy
I
and
know.
his tribe doesn't then save
I know.
him later in the movie.
There's something about it. I don't know. Just
I think it was brilliant, actually. I thought it was great that I said, opening sequence, I knew a little bit about it. And
Great
I was
opening
like,
sequence,
wow.
yeah.
Oh, yes, I do get that.
Yeah.
I'm flowing this now. And then you understand that actually, as a people, they are very away from the...
They're like insular, aren't they?
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
but actually they can make a huge difference.
They
But
could change the world.
But times have changed.
Yeah.
And you now need to think about, like, well, why should people be suffering next door to you?
Yeah, no,
And
it's-
whereas
it's
you
very-
could be just like,
it's
"Do you know
very
what?
timely,
I'm going
yeah.
to come round today and I'm going to give you a nice chili con carne.
Okay,
I need to stick on that a second.
Okay.
Because I need to say this, okay?
is this something you like?
The themes are handled very well, and I agree that that is the right thing.
Yeah.
And that is, the themes are certainly handled well. I know a lot of people are losing their minds that it's the first like major black superhero in a major movie, and he's great in it.
With a predominantly black cast.
Yeah, and that's brilliant.
They all smashed it.
They all were. Most of them smashed it.
Yeah.
Okay, and that's great. And the themes of building bridges and coming together, I have no question about it. In fact, it made me feel good and warm and fuzzy inside, and I'm glad for it. It's just I didn't like the plot. I felt it was too slow for me.
I guess it was a little bit repetitive.
Yes, that's maybe what it was.
But I think what I quite like was the comparison of, yes, he won his first fight, and
Yeah.
everyone was just like, yeah, let's get in, let's get involved. And then he lost his second fight, and everyone was like, well, I don't want to get involved. I don't like this guy, so I'm not going to do it. The other people wanted to stay, and they knew
it pulled them
they,
apart,
they
yeah.
stayed. I'm a part of the cause. I have always said I'm going to do this.
Yeah,
So you're
I
talking
kn-
about his personal guard, his
Yeah,
king's guard.
Michonne.
Let's call him Michonne. Let's call him Michonne.
Well,
Yeah,
okay.
Michonne.
I mean, she's actually called General Okoye.
No, it's call him Michonne.
Okoye.
Yeah,
No,
Michonne.
Michonne. Yeah,
She smashed it.
Michonne and
Well, let's get on. Let's get on to the characters. Let's get on to the characters. Yeah.
Michonne and Michael B. Jordan were outstanding. I
Knocked
could
it out the
watch
park.
both of them all day. I could watch Michael B. Jordan watching paint dry. He was so good. He was such a believable villain because you believed
He was a
everything.
great villain.
You believed all of his motivations, and I wanted him to win. And when he was fighting Black Panther, I saw he was going to beat him, and I knew he was going to beat him. And he was, oh my God, he was so good.
Yeah.
I cannot say enough good stuff about him.
One thing I didn't like, okay, was the fact that for the first, I'm going to say half of the film, he was in one scene and then he didn't show up again. This Michael B. Jordan.
Yeah, but
and then
it
from
worked.
that, yeah, but
He's in the shadows, man. He's
yeah, okay, I get
it's
that.
the
But then,
Thanos throughout Marvel
when
movies.
he did show up, everything happened too fast for him. It was almost like he turned up. He killed Claw. It was one of the best things about the film. I understand why he had to
I
do
wasn't
that.
expecting that.
I wasn't
I've
expecting that
got
either.
a point on Claw as well in a minute.
Okay, we'll get back. We'll go through the characters and the
okay.
actors in a second. But he killed Claw. He brought him to Wakanda. He gave him to
The guy from Get Out.
Yes, who is called Daniel Kaluuya. He gave him to him, and that was the guy who Claw killed his
parents.
or his
Yeah.
dad, I think.
So he is frustrated.
So that sort of that healed that wound for him. So suddenly he backs him. And he's got a ready-made army. Turns up in the throne room, says I want the throne, challenges him, wins. He's the king, and that all happened in 20 minutes.
Yeah, but can I just say that everyone in the throne room didn't know who he was until he said who he was, and there was like gasps all round. Everyone was like, "Tell me that this isn't true."
But do you know
Is it
why?
really true?
Because there are, as JB said earlier, there are people of tradition.
Yes.
And so because of that tradition, they had to have him.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And that's why it had
he
to
didn't have
happen
didn't have to
quickly.
show his lip.
Which
They
is
knew
also
who he was.
why
Yeah.
Danny Guerrero's character, or Michonne from The Walking Dead, the general of his armies, of his Kingsguard, had to stick with him because it is their sworn duty to protect the king. Who, no matter who sits on the throne, they protect the throne.
Yeah, this is what I'm saying. The themes
That
of
was
it,
great.
Great.
Yeah.
The themes of tradition versus modernity and globalization, absolutely knocked it out of the park.
Yeah.
There was some Trump stuff in there as
Oh,
well. wasn't
without
there?
a doubt, yeah.
Let's not go into it too much, though.
No,
What
don't
didn't
like
you
it.
like, Nate? What
That-
really didn't
that
you like?
sister was so bad. She was not funny and not believable as a super genius.
I will
She's
admit-
not, was she? She was not
No.
funny.
I will admit that her jokes, none of them really landed.
And what? She developed all of that technology.
Yeah.
And
I don't
she's,
think
what,
she
like 12?
developed
Yeah.
it. No,
she
I
did
don't
all the
think she's-
trains. She figured out the trains.
Yeah, well,
Okay, and I've got other questions for you.
okay, go ahead.
Vibranium suddenly is like magic. Like, I get that they're advanced. Okay, I get that they're advanced technological.
Well, it's science.
Yeah.
You would call it magic.
Right.
Thought.
Nice one.
But it can just suddenly do anything.
Like?
It was too much for me. Like they had like their display things. It's got this sort of like grainy
Yeah.
ground thing. He can like pick that up and interact with it. And then she's got beads and everything can interact with that. And suddenly the suit can appear out of the necklace. Hated that. Hated it so much. It was just awful.
I like that.
It was a
I
cheap
liked all the
CGI.
tech in it. I thought it was great.
And so now and it can like pour energy out of it. I mean, vibranium was just a metal before this. It was just Captain America's shield.
No. Our understanding of vibranium before this was it was just a metal.
Yeah.
But
But
our
now
understanding mirrors the rest of the MCU's understanding of
Now it's
vibranium,
a
and that is
meteorite
that.
that's like pulsing purple.
Yeah, but now let's get into this then.
It's an Infinity Stone.
It's an Infinity Stone, isn't it? Vibranium is an extension of an Infinity Stone.
and which is why the shield is going to break, because it will all come together. It'll be like the Liquid Metal Man from T-1000 from Terminator 2. It'll all suddenly, all vibranium will be dragged together, I reckon, and become one stone.
Which Thanos will put in his glove
Yeah.
and kill someone
And
with.
start laying out pain.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, absolutely.
But I just didn't. It was too magical. Well, like in Doctor Strange, spoilers, sorry.
Yes, okay.
You can. I buy it because I'm told this is magic and this is the way it works, and you can believe this, and this is the box we've drawn. But for this, it was like vibranium's a metal, and okay, yes, they've hidden it from them, but they still had it. And then suddenly, no, you can do anything with it. You can make holograms out of it. You can make a suit that can collect power. You can make a suit that comes out of a necklace. You can make.
Ultron said it in Age of Ultron. Vibranium is the most. I can't remember his exact words, but it was something like it's the most. Oh God, what is the word I'm looking for? This is killing me. It's the most versatile substance on the face of the earth, and they made a frisbee out of it. That's what Ultron says in Age of Ultron. So it can do many things.
Yeah.
We only know it before this movie as a metal. I love it, and it's tech, and it goes back to Star Trek. When Data or Spock, when they turn around and they go, oh yeah, we need to do this, invent some kind of plasma from the warp nacelles, which will trigger a tachyon burst, which will do this, that, and the other.
I know.
And it's all, huh?
Yeah.
You don't understand that. You just buy it. So why do you have to understand this to believe it?
Because it's too much. It stretches it for me. Sorry, I'm just trying to find some stuff on my lip because it's really hurting.
Oh, he's got to put his lipstick on. Okay, do you know what? Whilst he's doing that, James, I'm going to ask you, what did you think of... okay, so this movie was directed by Ryan Coogler, okay?
Yeah.
What did you think of... how did this movie look and feel to you compared to other Marvel films, other MCU movies? Because we said it's bucked the template a little bit.
Yeah, it has. I thought it was good. I don't know whether there was too much going on screen at the same time, because sometimes I couldn't concentrate on everything. I couldn't. Maybe I need some vibranium in my head because I could not compute what was going on.
I'll tell you what, I'm going to agree with that. There was the final fight scene between Killmonger and T'Challa when they're both in their suits. Again, it's another Marvel movie where the bad guy has a suit like the good guy, which is kind of Marvel template.
Yeah, but the CGI was lame.
Some of the CGI wasn't good. It was a bit, like you say, PlayStation 2.
Remind me of Daredevil, the original film.
And by the way, that came out 15 years ago today.
But it reminded me of that. There's a scene in Daredevil where they're bouncing around
15 years ago today.
the cathedral at the end. And it's really PlayStation 2 graphics. And it wasn't quite as bad as that, don't get me wrong. But there didn't seem to be any weight to the characters.
I like CGI that makes things look slightly unbelievable, but you think is possible, rather than that is physically impossible.
Yeah,
I don't care
agreed.
what you're
Absolutely.
doing.
Yeah.
I don't understand that. There's no way that can happen.
Yeah.
Well, the point I was going to make is
enhance
that
it rather than make it just that. Yeah,
just make it super impossible.
some of the action scenes, some of the fight scenes, it felt like the cuts were a bit too quick. You could never really work out what was going on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And two scenes stick in my head. The first time you see T'Challa in the jungle against those guys who've kidnapped all those women. It's like a Boko Haram sort of thing, I think, isn't it? You couldn't really tell, because it was so dark and his suit's dark, you couldn't really tell what was going on, and the editing seemed weird.
Yeah.
It was almost like it was done to not let you see it.
Absolutely, because it's suggesting that he's so fast and he's so powerful. It was almost like a cut just before every hit.
Yeah.
And I my God, did he hit him?
You-
oh,
there's
over
the
there.
aftermath.
Yeah, exactly.
There's a guy in a...
There's
oh
a
my God,
guy
it's not
flying
there
through
anymore.
and he's hit
Oh,
that.
right,
And
okay.
then,
That's going back to what I was saying earlier about bits that I thought I didn't like and I did like that bit. That happened again in the casino scene. They started fighting and I was like, oh, this action is not good. And then Michonne came on and she did some stuff and I was like, whoa, that's cool. She's badass.
She
And
knows how to handle a spear.
She does. Yeah, she can. She's got that rod sorted, isn't she?
Okoye.
Yeah,
Not Michonne.
Michonne,
Okoye.
right? So, but
Okoye. General
Okoye.
Okoye.
I don't know whether
General.
there was a slightly different editing for her. I don't know whether there was a tonal shift or something. But whenever she was fighting, I was following it,
Yeah.
and I felt her emotions,
Yep.
and I was in it. Whenever anyone else was fighting, maybe it's because you could see her face. Maybe that's what it is. Black Panther's got the mask on. I know they take the masks off all the time somehow, but maybe that's because I just, fair enough, they're just two CGI blips moving around. But when she's moving around, I
It
thought to
was real.
myself,
It was real.
This looks good.
I just want to bring up about the suit. Well, don't forget what about Iron Man's suit? That just pops out of nowhere.
Yeah, no, yes, but not so much. Not quite the
Really?
same.
Just like pull something out and just like
I
comes
think
from
it's
his watch.
it's always evolving, isn't it? The Iron Man.
Yeah.
suit.
And also
Just
the
saying.
watch, it had a mechanism to it, whereas this it's nanites. It's a way of getting around. it.
Very quickly about the fights, I want to say, I really like the way that Okoye and all of the other guards loyal to the throne worked together as a team, as one unit.
they were amazing.
When they took Kilgore down, when there was 3 of them, and they
That
all
was awesome.
interlocked their spears and they brought him down, that was fantastic. The other bad thing I want to say is the other fight scene at the end, where it's the two Black Panthers on the train track thing.
Yeah.
Everything around them was so dark. The suits were dark. I literally couldn't make out what was happening. I said
Do
to you in
know
the
what
car on the
reminded
way
me of?
home. There
Something
was,
just popped in my head. It reminded me a bit of Tron. Different
Yeah,
colours.
yeah,
Things
yeah.
coming past.
I said to
yeah.
James on the way home last night in the car. There was one scene where it's the killing blow that T'Challa lands on Killmonger.
Yeah,
Again,
move,
spoilers,
yeah,
but we're
yeah.
going to spoil a bit.
Yeah.
Where he does something, the spear goes up in the air, he catches it, sticks it in him, and Killmonger says, "Good move." I couldn't tell you
Yeah,
what that
happened,
move was.
yeah,
I
yeah.
really
I have no
couldn't.
idea.
And it's such a shame.
And it's okay if we couldn't tell, but it suggested to us that we should have been able to tell because there's a
Yeah.
moment where he looks at one thing.
Yeah.
It shows you something on the train track. I don't know what it is, and there's a moment of like realization on his face, and we're like, "Oh, okay, he's got a plan."
Yeah.
And he does it, and you go, "What?"
Yeah, what did you just do?
Yeah.
When did you bring your A game?
Yeah, exactly.
What was that?
I want to very. Go ahead. What
Sorry,
were you going to say?
CGI rhinos.
Oh yeah, you don't like them, do you? CGI rhinos.
Yeah.
That's the.
It's the turn up to 11 thing.
Yeah.
I can't.
I don't think they could train real rhinos to do that.
I
sort of
know,
work, don't
but
they?
And they're
Why
massive
were they
as well. They're the
required?
biggest rhinos I've ever seen.
Well,
were
because
the
each,
biggest
each, of
rhinos.
the,
They were not your standard African
No,
rhinos.
we're
each,
not,
of the,
yeah.
each of the tribes has a link to an animal. So the guys up in the mountains have a link to the gorillas.
Yes, yeah.
And the fact, I don't know if you caught this, but I did when it was shoved right in my face. The guy challenged him at the start. When he saved him and he was having a chat with T'Challa up in his throne room,
Yeah.
he turned around. He's got a great big silver fur on his back.
Yeah.
He's the lead gorilla. He's a silverback.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah.
Until that was smashed into my
Yeah,
face, I
agreed.
missed that
No,
completely.
yeah.
But yeah, so he's direct. They're linked to the gorillas. The T'Challa's people are linked to the
Panthers.
The Panthers. Then you got the
Rhino tribe.
the Rhino tribe
Yep.
and the other 2 tribes. I forget what they are,
Yeah.
but they're obviously all linked in some mystical way to animals, and that's
No.
why the rhinos are in there.
It's not mystical though, is it? It's technology, remember?
Okay, fine. Oh.
Yeah.
Well, I want to say that I loved all the political stuff. I loved, for the most part, the action. I loved the sister because I thought she was fun.
No.
She wasn't
She wasn't
funny,
fun.
but
No,
she was
no,
fun.
No, sorry.
No.
I thought that
In the comics, the sister takes over as Black Panther. That character they've portrayed in the
Not a
movie
chance.
will never ever get the Black Panther
No.
mantle.
I thought Nakia was great. His ex girlfriend, who she's probably going to be the queen.
Lupita Nyong'o.
Yeah,
I
she was-
thought it was her worst role yet.
Really?
Wow.
I like
I
Lupita
thought she was
Nyong'o.
great.
12 Years a Slave. You believe every single breath.
Different type of film. Though.
Yeah,
Come on
no,
now.
I know, but she should be able to act. In this, I was just like, okay.
Fine.
Sorry, I'm sorry.
It's all right,
So
you've got
the
told
sister
you
is
already.
Shuri, Letitia Wright. I thought she was great, honestly.
Nope.
And I've got it written down here a little bit later, but it's in one of the deleted scenes. We'll get to it in a bit. What about? Okay, let's talk about Claw. Ulysses Claw.
Liked him. I thought he was funny.
Yes.
Andy Serkis.
Made
I
me
thought he was
chuckle.
brilliant.
Made me
He
chuckle.
had great on-screen presence, right? You're right. You are absolutely right, and he did make me laugh. I have a problem with him because I'm cold and dead inside. There's a scene where they're like they get up the,
What are you talking about?
the screen where they're like, we've seen, how they communicate. They
Oh,
have,
yeah,
like,
yeah.
A heads-up display that's off their watch.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
made out of like these grains of it.
Pixel
they're like,
stuff.
They're like,
Vibranium.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we found
Claw.
Claw. We've been looking for him for 30 years. Right, okay. So you've been looking for him. He's been hiding or he's been doing nefarious things.
Yep.
And then he rocks up to the casino in like 5 black SUVs,
Yeah.
walks out all cocky, shirt undone, knows the woman, walks in, all the alarms go off, doesn't care, makes such a show of it. It's like, he's not hiding.
Why is it taking you 30
Why
years
is it
to find
taking you
this
30
guy
years to
who's
find this
right
guy
here?
who's clearly
Yeah.
obvious? I don't know. It was
Yeah.
plot point. But you're right. If they'd just taken that line out
Yeah.
and done something else, like, we know for a fact he'll be here.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe that's what they were suggesting. Maybe I'm just reading too much into it. Because when he turns up, I was like, well, he's a badass.
Yeah, I loved it. Really
Yeah.
funny.
What about Martin Freeman's Everett Ross? What do you think of him? No, see, I thought he was great.
Not
again.
bad. Pretty good accent, I will say that.
It's okay.
But yeah, I'm not sure about him
Why is he in the movie?
because you all
He
need a
is-
sidekick. That's
he
some
is
way
convincing-
related to the FBI, CIA, or
Yeah,
something. Because
maybe.
they've always got something to bring in.
He's convincing T'Challa by his presence to be a little bit more open about Wakanda. So the
No.
fact that
No.
he gets...
I know what you mean, but he doesn't. He's not there enough for that.
It-
He
the only
doesn't
reason-
do that enough.
No,
Really?
And I think if it wasn't for the fact that he got shot and then he had to be taken to Wakanda, then he would have been
So that's a
And
good point.
Lupita Nyong'o's character does that more than he does because she's out
True.
in the world. She's one of the air quotes spies going out and doing stuff.
Which I quite like. The spies are going out, seeing the real world, and going, "Hang on a minute. When I go back home,
What do
I've
they
got
call
all
them
this
again?
really nice stuff.
Yeah,
Why
yeah.
can't we help?"
yeah,
I
What do
like
they call
it.
them again? War something? I forgot what
Can't
they call
remember.
it.
They call the outside world colonizers.
No, but the Wakandan agents who are in every country in the world, they give them a name.
Oh yeah.
I can't remember what it's called.
No, I can't
Someone's
remember either.
screaming at me right now. It's fine. Someone will tweet it to us. It's
Yeah.
not a problem. Okay, what about?
I got to talk about Killmonger again.
Okay, go.
He's so good.
He
He's-
is great.
I can't. I just felt like I got to say it about him. He was. The Italians couldn't take him seriously because of his hair, and I think his hair is silly, but it works because he grew up in Oakland in the 90s.
I think his essence and where he'd come from and what he'd seen and through the trials and tribulations of his life
Yeah.
emphasised what he was doing and
Man.
why he was doing
He
it.
was just dripping with backstory, wasn't he? So
Yeah.
everything about him, you were just like, oh,
And he was
just
stacked.
believe it.
Is,
yeah,
Oh my God.
is he the best Marvel Cinematic Universe villain?
possibly. But I tell you who else was really good and was in it for half a heartbeat and should have had far more screen time or played a different part. Was his father.
Oh yeah.
He had a tiny scene at the beginning.
So that he
Where-
was the same. It was,
Yeah.
This is
The
T'Chaka.
uncle.
He
Yeah.
was the king.
No,
in-
no.
he wasn't. He was-
Killmonger's father.
Oh, I beg your pardon.
Yeah,
yes,
yeah.
yeah.
He was
That's
brother of the king.
He's brother of the
Sterling
king.
K. Brown.
Sterling K. Brown.
And Jobu.
Because his scene where he goes into the spirit realm and he can see him,
Yeah.
mystical, not technology. Like he has a 10-line conversation with Killmonger.
Yeah.
But it was nice.
But it was really good.
It was
really
strong.
and both of them were crying by it, and
It was
and
like,
you believe the little kid as
I
well.
want to take you. I should have taken you home.
Yeah,
should have
man,
never
it
taken
was-
you away.
The villain in this had so much potential that he knocked out of the park. It's just
You could, but
absolutely.
you could understand his reason for wanting to go back and become the king.
Yeah.
Just not anything he did after that. I could believe in, and I was invested in him returning to Wakanda and challenging. I can understand why he did that, and kind of almost support it in a way.
Yeah.
But then at the same time, you could see why T'Challa wanted to get the throne back off of him because obviously what he was
Well, he's
advocating
dangerous.
to do.
It was just going to get the world to
Yeah.
smash itself up.
And also,
At the
that's
same
what he does.
time,
He destabilizes.
I
Yeah.
wish they kept him alive.
Do you know what? At one point, I was there, sat there. I think he's going to keep him alive.
Yeah,
He's going to grow some of them flowers.
Yeah.
Sort it all out.
yeah.
But
What about T'Challa? What about Chadwick Boseman?
I know. I was just gonna say let's end it on T'Challa because I think time's running low. He was perfectly serviceable.
I thought he was great. I thought he was great.
I think he's probably the reason why I think the film is average. I think
Really?
because he was very mopey throughout the movie, and
Yeah,
it was
but
only
that's
when at the
his,
end
that's his character.
then the character's poorly written.
But even in Civil War, I've said this to you, there are times in Civil War where he looks off into the distance and he says something like he's thinking really, really deeply. And you think, well, God, he's
I
really
think
mopey. But then in this, I thought he was great. In
Civil War is
interaction
great.
with
I
his-
think it sums up that he doesn't know what to do, so he's learning and as he goes. He hasn't got somebody, he hasn't got a mentor that
Yeah,
can
yeah.
help him with it. So if he makes a decision on his own or has a chat with the tribe, he's gonna make a mistake.
Yeah,
Yeah.
his dad says it to him. It's going to be tough. You're going to make mistakes.
and he actually says
Surround yourself with good people.
Yeah, yes. So
Two-
I think
two great
he's not
scenes.
secure. He's too insecure about what
Yeah.
he's going to do.
And you're right. You are right, because my two favourite scenes is when he does take control of the situation.
Yeah.
When he goes back into the spirit world and tells his ancestors, "You were wrong."
Yeah.
Great.
You messed this up, Dad.
And at the mid credit scene when they do the
Love
talk,
that.
again he's taking command.
Yeah.
He's great, and that's why I think he was so good in Civil War, because he's commanding in Civil War. He like jumps down from those stairs and he like stands up and he's like, "You aren't going through me. You are not fucking going through me. I am Black Panther." And you're like, "Oh,
Well, where's
yeah."
the timeline in Civil War to this?
So Civil War is just before this.
Yeah,
Just
like
before-
7 days
But that's
before this.
why I'm saying I've got an issue with him in being average, because he's so commanding then, and then in this film he's so average until he does take command. When he takes command, brilliant.
But I think that's because he then has the confidence to be able to do it.
Fair enough.
I think.
Rocky 3 analogy right there. Wins the title, loses it to a dangerous challenger, loses his confidence, gets his confidence back, wins the title back.
Ryan Coogler directed Creed. Creed stars Michael B. Jordan. Michael B. Jordan's the bad guy in this. This is Rocky 3.
Yes, that's right. That's what
Yeah.
I'm saying.
Okay,
Yeah, absolutely.
I think we need to wrap it up soon, Ben.
Hang on, yeah, very quickly. I've got a couple of other things.
Oh,
right,
crikey.
so I've said I think it's the best Marvel Origins movie. So I'm going to read out the other Marvel Origins movies, and you tell me which one is better than Black Panther.
Okay.
Iron Man 1,
This one.
Incredible Hulk,
Better.
Captain America: The First Avenger,
Oh, on a par.
Thor: The First Thor.
Better.
Wow, Guardians of
What,
the Galaxy.
Thor is better than this?
Yeah.
Hang on for a word of yourself, my friend.
Guardians of the Galaxy.
I really like that.
Par.
Don't you switch up?
Go on
You-
a par.
Wow. Ant-Man,
Oh, I quite liked Ant-Man.
Doctor Strange,
Very average.
Spider-Man: Homecoming.
Better than any of these.
Wow.
Wow.
See, I would say, of all of that, this movie has completely changed how I see the Marvel Origin movies. I think this is probably up there, if not, it's the best one. Okay.
I think you need to see it again.
Yeah, I do.
When
Do you
you're-
know what?
when-
I'm going to say something right now. I said this to James last night. When you watched Star Wars: The Force Awakens, you didn't like it very much. You watched it again, you loved it.
Okay, I don't like Rogue One, and I've seen that again.
Okay, fine.
Right,
okay.
we're noticing the trend here.
That's the end of my point.
Nate does what he wants.
How is this going to
Nate does what he wants.
How is this going to affect
That's what he wants, that's right, yeah.
Damn right. How's this going to affect the rest of the MCU? How's it going to lead into Infinity War?
Well, I think the final battle, or the Act 2 final battle of Infinity War, will be the battle for the last Infinity Gem, which will be all of the vibranium.
All the vibranium.
Yeah.
Okay. So there was the mid-credit scene. End credit scene. I beg your pardon. Was Bucky coming out of a tent,
was
having a
nice.
bit of a conversation with
Yeah,
Shuri.
it's nice.
Do you
Someone
think-
called that as well. Someone quite close to me called
Thank
it.
you very much. Do you think they might have a little? There might be a burgeoning relationship there between Bucky and Shuri.
No.
Do you want to think about that?
What I quite liked about that scene was that Bucky seemed very calm.
At peace.
Yeah, kind of.
Almost like maybe Shuri
meditation.
has taken out the programming from his brain and removed it with some kind of vibranium technology.
Are you saying they had sex?
Wow. No, I wasn't actually saying
No,
that
but
at
they're
all. But
just
there you
saying
go.
that there was definitely some tension.
Yeah.
Okay, I think that's it. What are you going to say? What review are you going to give this movie? Let's do your out of 10 or out of 5 review.
It was definitely average out of some numbers.
Okay, James, what about you? Out of
Oh.
10 or out of 5?
I would give it 4 out of 5.
Very good.
Liked it.
I've slept on it yesterday after I came out of the cinema.
Slept on it? How damage it? You can't play a DVD or a Blu-ray once you've
No,
still
it
be
actually,
cracked
it
and-
was
listen.
actually the Black Panther itself.
I am
Oh my
s-
god, he slept on the Black
I am
Panther.
sighing so hard right now.
I'm gonna blow my nose, sorry, while you talk. While you talk, I'm going to blow my nose to
Oh.
ruin the audio. Ready?
No, don't do it. It's like a drum roll.
Well,
Yeah.
That's
I
the,
didn't talk whilst you blew your nose.
Maybe I'll edit it. So
When I came out of the cinema yesterday, I thought it was 9 Black Panthers out of 10 other Black Panthers. Today, I'm saying it's an 8 out of 10 MCU movie for me. There you go.
I am really glad you both enjoyed it. I genuinely am. I don't want you to not enjoy it. I want everyone to enjoy everything. I don't want people to be. I don't want hate on anything. It just wasn't for me.
That's fine. That's okay.
brilliant.
The story wasn't for me.
Everyone-
But I'd watch Michael B. Jordan all day.
You could watch him open a door and shut the door
He was so
for an
good.
hour and a
Can of
half.
tuna.
And Michonne was so good. I just can't praise them too enough. I want to see them do everything.
Okoye.
Michonne was so good.
Michonne smashed
I'm going to wrap
Yeah.
it up. Tell us what you think about Black Panther when you see it, guys.
I just ddid.
Son of a
Being a
bitch.
troll today.
Oh,
Son of a
absolutely.
bitch.
Just to say Nate won't be here next week, I'm taking over.
Yeah, he is. Thanks very much for listening. This
Is this
podcast.
you doing everything? Is this you
Oh
doing-
yeah,
'cause I'm-
because you're dying
Can you
inside.
see me? I'm falling apart.
Yeah, you're
Yeah.
definitely falling apart. This podcast will be available for free on Podbean, which is nerdschatting.podbean.com. Spotify, probably tomorrow. iTunes, probably in an hour or so. Also follow us on Twitter and Facebook and Instagram. Check out our blog, nerdschatting.com. And also, this podcast will be up on the blog probably once we hit publish, and also at nerdschatting.com/podcast. And I think that's it. I don't even know what we're doing next
What are we
week.
doing next week?
We have a gap in our little schedule of things. I don't know what we want to do. I don't know if you want to do spring summer movies to look out for 2018,
maybe we
which
did-
you've got for the week after. So I don't know.
Last year we did an idiot's guide to 2017.
Movies, TVs, and
Yeah,
comic books.
and that was quite a good pod, I think.
You
so
can
maybe
Oh,
put it
we
out
could
there
do-
to see what the people want.
Yeah.
Ask the people.
No, I'd never ask the people.
No?
No.
Why not?
Because the people are full of people like us. We're idiots.
Hashtag get Nate to watch The Punisher. It's never going to happen.
Not going to happen.
Never gonna
What
happen.
did I watch?
I'm
Did I
gonna watch it.
Watch something. I've probably talked about it. Should have. This is not good audio, is it?
Should we talk about Invincible next week?
Yeah, we probably should.
We should talk about Invincible, shouldn't we? Because it's finished today. We should talk about Invincible.
I love that we're having this discussion on air. Definitely not going to cut this out. No, I'm not.
No, you never.
Yeah, thanks for listening, everybody.
James, say goodbye.
Goodbye, James.
Thanks for tuning in, everyone. Bye bye.